Have you seen how many people have already pre-ordered the BYD Shark 6? Over 5,500, and that's before a single one even hit the roads. That's not just interest, that's a major shift in the pickup world. With 800 kilometers of range, a rotating touchscreen, and a premium level comfort, it's already turning heads. So what makes this truck so special, and why are so many people betting on it? Well, let's break it all down. Power, innovation, and bold design. The BYD Shark 6 is not just another truck, it's one that could finally shake things up in a market that's been coasting for way too long. Think about it. Ford Ranger, Toyota Hilux, Isuzu D-Max, Mitsubishi Triton, great trucks, sure, but let's be honest, they've been playing it safe. A few tweaks here, a facelift there, and boom, another model year rolls out. But where's the real innovation? Well, BYD just walked in like a disruptor, and trust me, they're not here to blend in. First, let's talk power. This beast packs a 1.5-liter turbocharged petrol engine kicking out 170 kilowatts, but that's just the warm-up. It's also got two electric motors, one on each axle, pushing a combined 321 kilowatts and a massive 650 newton-meters of torque. You know what that means? A 0 to 100 kilometers an hour sprint in just 5.7 seconds. In a pickup truck. That's the kind of speed you expect from a performance car, not something built to haul stuff. But hold on, it's not just about raw power. This thing is smart too. The Shark 6 runs on BYD's advanced 29.58 kilowatt-hour blade battery, giving you up to 100 kilometers of pure electric driving. And for those long hauls, no worries, its hybrid system stretches the total range to about 800 kilometers. Plus, charging won't be a headache. With fast DC charging, you can juice it up from 30% to 80% in just 2 hours using a 7 kilowatt AC charger. Unlike some trucks that try too hard to look aggressive, the Shark 6 keeps it clean and modern without losing that tough, go-anywhere attitude. But don't be fooled by the sleek design, this thing is a big unit. How big? Well, it stretches 5,457 millimeters in length, that's 98 millimeters longer than a Ford Ranger Wildtrak. It's also 1,971 millimeters wide, 104 millimeters wider than the Ranger, with a 3,260 millimeter wheelbase, just 10 millimeters shorter, and it stands 1,925 millimeters tall, making it 77 millimeters taller. In short, it's got a serious road presence. And then there's the front, where things get really interesting. That striking light bar stretching across the grille? Yeah, it does give off some Ford F-150 Lightning vibes, but let's be honest, it looks fantastic. And BYD didn't cut corners with lighting. You're getting full LED headlights, bright turn signals, a rarity even in $80,000 trucks, and LED fog lights that double as turning assist lights, lighting up the side of the road based on your steering angle. Oh, and let's not forget the steel bash plate under the bumper, protecting the front electric motor assembly when things get rough. Step inside and the Shark 6 instantly flexes its premium side. If you've seen some of BYD's wilder interiors, like the BYD Atto 3, you'll notice a different approach here. The Shark's cabin feels high-end and thoughtfully designed, balancing rugged durability with modern tech. Now, the BYD Shark 6 isn't just about looking good, it's built to handle the tough stuff. Built for work, play, and everything in between. Whether you're hauling a heavy load, towing a trailer, or just heading out for an off-road weekend escape, this thing is built to handle it all. With a braked towing capacity of 2,500 kilograms and a payload capacity of 835 kilograms, it's got enough muscle for serious work but still flexible enough for fun. And the 1,450-liter cargo area? You could probably throw in everything from camping gear to construction tools without breaking a sweat. To top things off, coil springs all around. Most 1-ton utes still stick with old-school leaf springs in the rear, which get the job done but can feel like you're riding a pogo stick on rough terrain. BYD ditched that and went for coils, meaning that Shark 6 rides way smoother than your typical workhorse. The trade-off? The payload in the tray is slightly lower at 790 kilograms, but let's be real, unless you're hauling bricks every day, you're probably not maxing that out. And with 230 millimeters of ground clearance, you're set for whatever adventure you've got planned. When it comes to off-roading, things get more interesting. Some trucks make you fiddle with a million buttons, but the Shark 6 keeps things simple. It's got mud, sand, snow, and mountain modes, and here's the cool part, you don't have to overthink it. There's no physical locking differential, but before you freak out, hear me out. The Shark simulates diff locks using its electric motors and brakes, so it figures out traction on its own. No need to second guess yourself when you're knee-deep in mud, just drive and let the truck do the work. And about the whole hybrid, EV, and charge-saving setup, if you're someone who loves tweaking every setting, you can mess around with it. But honestly, the Shark 6 handles it for you. On long trips, it keeps the battery between 25 to 50%, fires up the engine when needed, and stretches that full tank plus battery combo to an insane 800 kilometers. That's less time at gas stations, more time on the road, exactly how it should be. So far, since its launch, it's already rolled into Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, and the Philippines. And guess what? People aren't just curious, they're lining up for it. In Australia alone, nearly 1,000 pre-orders flooded in right after launch. That's not just hype, that's proof that people are ready for something different. And let's be real, in a market where diesel utes have been king for decades, that's kind of a big deal. But here's the part that's really interesting. Early test drives have been overwhelmingly positive. Reviewers love the responsive steering, smooth ride, and how effortlessly the hybrid system works. No weird jolts, no awkward delays, just seamless power and silence when you want it, with instant torque when you need it. For a segment where trucks usually feel like heavy-duty workhorses, the Shark 6 feels like it's from a whole different era, one where you can have both brute strength and modern comfort in the same package. But that's not all. It's filled with cutting-edge technology that makes every drive smarter, easier, and more enjoyable. And we're not talking about gimmicks or pointless add-ons. This is tech that actually improves the driving experience. Technology. One of the biggest highlights, that massive 15.6-inch rotating touchscreen infotainment system. Unlike most trucks where the screen is just there, the Shark 6 lets you switch between portrait and landscape mode with the press of a button. Whether you need a wide view for navigation or a vertical layout for media and settings, you can set it up however you like. And right in front of you, there's a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster giving you real-time updates on vehicle performance, navigation, and alerts, all without cluttering the dashboard. And then there's the head-up display, which honestly, once you experience it, it's hard to go back. Instead of looking down to check your speed or directions, the HUD projects key driving info right onto the windshield so you can keep your eyes exactly where they need to be, on the road. Of course, what's a modern car without seamless smartphone connectivity? The Shark 6 supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, meaning you can ditch the messy cables and instantly sync your phone for calls, music, and apps. And speaking of music, BYD didn't hold back. This truck comes with a 12-speaker Dyna Audio sound system. Whether you're cruising through the city or out in the wild, your music, podcasts, or calls are going to sound crisp and immersive. But how safe is the BYD Shark 6? Let's be real, power and tech are great, but safety has to come first. And BYD made sure the Shark 6 is as safe as it is advanced. You're getting 7 airbags, which is already solid, but the real game changer is the full suite of driver assistance features that work in the background to keep you protected. For starters, there's driver fatigue monitoring, so if the truck senses you're getting drowsy, it'll remind you to take a break. Then you've got blind spot warning and autonomous emergency braking, which could be the difference between a close call and an actual accident. And if you're pulling out of a tight parking spot, the front and rear cross-traffic alert has your back literally. On the highway, lane departure warning and lane keep assist help keep you in check, while rear collision warning and speed limit recognition add an extra layer of security. And here's something you don't see every day: door opening warning and child presence detection. The truck actually alerts you if it senses a child is left inside, which is a feature that should honestly be standard in all vehicles by now. Now, as much as the BYD Shark 6 is safe while getting from point A to B, it's designed to be useful in ways most trucks aren't. One of the most underrated but game-changing features: vehicle-to-load technology. This turns the Shark 6 into a mobile power station, meaning you're not just driving a truck, you're driving a portable energy source. With multiple 230-volt outlets, one inside the cabin and 2 in the cargo area, this system can pump out up to 6 kilowatts of power. So whether you're running power tools on a work site, keeping the lights on at a remote campsite, or even providing emergency electricity during an outage, the Shark 6 has your back. Imagine being the person at a tailgate party who can power up a full sound system or even a mini fridge. Now that's next level versatility. But what about warranty and maintenance? Warranty and maintenance and price. A truck like this needs to be built for the long haul, and BYD seems pretty confident in that. They're offering a 6-year or 150,000 kilometer vehicle warranty, which is already solid, but the real highlight is the 8-year or 160,000 kilometer battery warranty. That's peace of mind right there, especially since batteries are often the biggest concern when it comes to hybrids and EVs. Now, what about maintenance? While exact service intervals and costs haven't been revealed yet, here's what we do know. Hybrid powertrains generally require less servicing than traditional diesel or petrol engines. Fewer moving parts, no need for oil changes, and less wear and tear on the braking system thanks to regenerative braking. That could mean way lower maintenance costs in the long run. When it comes to the price, this is where things get interesting. For the single model, it lands at $69,990. Now, let's break that down. This truck is more luxurious, more high-tech, and more powerful than most utes in its class. And somehow, it still comes in cheaper than a Ford Ranger Wildtrak or a Toyota Hilux GR Sport. Even compared to the Hilux Hybrid, which is really just a mild 48-volt system, barely even a hybrid by today's standards, the Shark 6 makes it look outdated. You're getting actual electric drive, not just a glorified fuel-saving trick. So, could the BYD Shark 6 be the wake-up call that Tesla, Toyota, and Ford weren't expecting? BYD could be bad news for Tesla, Toyota, and Ford. Look, Tesla's Cybertruck was supposed to be the future, right? But if you're one of those people who put down a deposit, you're probably wondering when or if you'll even get it. Delays, a design that's cool, but let's be honest, pretty out there and a price that's just too high for most. Meanwhile, the Shark 6 is already here, offering a rugged, familiar look with hybrid tech that doesn't force you into the full EV lifestyle. Could this be the truck that makes you rethink waiting for that Cybertruck? And if you've ever driven a Toyota Hilux, you know it's tough and reliable. But let's face it, Toyota's been slow with electric or hybrid pickups. If you're tired of paying for diesel, the Shark 6 could be a game changer, with an 80-kilometer electric range plus petrol totaling 800 kilometers. That's real fuel savings without the hassle of charging constantly. Toyota fans might love their trucks, but is it time to look elsewhere? Ford fans aren't safe either. The Ranger's great, but even Ford hasn't nailed down a solid hybrid option yet. Meanwhile, BYD is already seeing massive interest. 5,500 pre-orders before deliveries even started. If you've been loyal to Ford, is it worth considering something new? Because from the looks of it, the Shark 6 is already pulling buyers away from traditional favorites. So the BYD Shark is here, shaking things up with hybrid power, cutting-edge tech, and a price that's making the competition look over their shoulders. But what do you think? Is this the truck that finally makes hybrid pickups the new standard, or do diesel utes still have the upper hand? And if you had to pick right now, would you take the Shark 6 over a Ranger or Hilux, or are you not convinced just yet? Let's talk about it in the comments section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one.